Board of Trustees to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that a notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and will be available for public access. All right. How about a prayer, sir?
Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for your blessings on us, Lord. We ask that you remind us daily as we head into Christmas season what the real meaning behind it is and to focus on your gift to the world. Lord, we ask that tonight you give us wisdom and guidance as we make decisions and help us to always lead this district forward in a manner that reflects your will. In your name we pray, amen.
Any public comment?
No, sir.
All right, information items, 2A, fundraisers, NHS Freshies, 11/3/11/19, junior class. What? You're on the wrong one.
You are on.
My glasses. I can put, I probably should put mine on. 2A, fundraisers. Principles of Construction's Christmas tree sale. We still need a motion.
No, this is just informational.
Yeah, it's just information.
Okay.
So young shop classes are making Christmas trees, selling them. There's a few examples sitting out there. I think they also start on a little bit different type, but I don't think they're selling. I think that's still a testing phase of learning that skill.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they're trying to raise some money there. Most of that they raise just turns around and becomes more material to do other stuff with in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for trips or anything like that. It's fundraised to get more materials and put money back in that class.
How are they selling them? I didn't know they were selling them. They're not selling nobody or what?
I made a Google form and shared it on Facebook. I know.
All right, hold on.
I know.
All right, I think what does Mark call it? The Facebook?
Facebook. Yes.
Okay.
So they pre-made a few of them. So as of Friday night, I think we sold at least 10.
Okay.
So, which is a good start. So.
How much are they selling for?
40 stained and 35 for the unfinished.
Well, they setting them up like the basketball games or anything for people?
No, he's made them for a couple of years. At Mitchell's Construction.
I didn't realize that we sold them though.
This is the first year.
Okay.
First year. So this is the first year he's even stained them red and green. I think they've always been like a wood, rustic, or unfinished color.
I need to put names on them. So like if you had my grandson make me another one, I probably would have bought one of his.
Yeah.
Or any of these other knuckleheads around here. I'll probably have to buy one anyway. Good if I bought it.
But this is the first year.
It doesn't matter. Rudolph would be great. Yeah. All right. Cool. Good. Any questions? To the goals.
Okay. Let's see if we can get this to work right.
Man, y'all must have read my mind. I was going to ask when we was going to get into the 21st century and have something either behind us or in front of us. It would really even be nice if we had our agenda posted on a big wall where I could see it.
All right. So district and campus improvement plans. I'm just going to start by saying principals busted their tails over the last week to get theirs in. So we are done with district and campus plans, and we'll get those posted once we're done with this. Jeremy's expecting that to come. I'm not going through point by point in this. I don't like to insult people's intelligence by rating, but the full district improvement plan is in board book if you want to see anything. This is just kind of hitting the highlights. Trying to provide a high-level overview of the district plan and the goals that we're trying to achieve, the alignment, structure, and implementation of systems to support our students and teachers. That's the whole goal behind what we're doing with our plans. One of the things that came out of really me coming in and then working with this group was that nobody here knew our mission statement. It was very long. It was about the same length as our vision statement. And so as part of our district improvement plan, we did work on that. And mission statement that we came up with. is in partnership with our families and communities. Deweyville ISD is committed to excellence for staff and students as we prepare pirates. And when we talk to our teachers and all, and we move forward, the key part there is prepare pirates. It's short, it's memorable. Everybody ought to know what they're doing. It fits any grade level, any job up here. Our jobs here, period, end of discussion, is to prepare those kids for whatever's coming next, whether that's second grader going to third grader or 12th grader going to work. That's our job, and we need everybody to focus in on that. And so, as a district, we have to have a mission statement, but I'm of the mindset that if the mission statement's so long we can't use it, then it's not helping us much. This one's short enough, we can learn all of it, but even if you can't memorize the sentence, you can get the last few words and know what your job is. Vision statement, very similar to what it was. There were just a few key things from the mission statement that we put in there, focusing on the character and collaboration with the community and the well-roundedness of our kids. So what we have here with the district improvement plan, campus improvement plan, so frequently referred to as DIP and SIP. The district improvement plan is to establish, the purpose of it is to establish clear district level systems that support both of our campuses, align campus plans with the district goals, create consistency and expectations of communication, strengthen compliance, safety, and organizational structures, and it's about systems, structures, and processes, not campus tasks. The campus plans establish the student performance targets. That's where you get into your math goal is this, our reading goals are this, our science, our attendance, etc. They align to the district goals. They support the classroom teachers. They create consistency in daily campus practices, strengthen the campus structures, and they are about campus systems and tasks. And that was one of the big things that I tried to clean up as we were writing the district plan. We had a lot of overlap between the district and campus plans, and really tried to make that to where campuses focus on campus, district focuses on the district, and then how do we support those campuses. There are 6 overarching goals, each with their own objectives and strategies of how to reach them. Goal 1 is student achievement, 2 is safety and security, 3, recruitment and retention, 4, campus staff and support, 5, budget and finance, and 6, facilities. They're in the same order for the campus and the district. So if you pull up the campus plan, you'll see them very much reflective of the district plan and how they're approached and what's in them, just taken down to a campus level. Strategic message behind this and what we're really trying to get is that the district improvement plan is designed to reach board goals while supporting campuses' needs. Campuses are designed to reach district goals while supporting teacher needs. When we get into writing teacher goals for T-Test next year, the teacher goals will be designed to support the campus goals and support the students. Reach campus goals and go down and support the students. It's one of those deals where everybody supports, everybody has a goal that helps reach a common end. So hopefully that streamlines it, makes it a little better for our folks. That's it, y'all. I can get into the weeds and the questions if you have any specific questions about targets or goals, but that is the overview of our plan and what we're doing. And we will get them posted. Jeremy will get them posted quickly.
Are we doing anything with the, going back to kind of our mission statement on the front end, are we doing anything with the base mission statement, the premises here, right? The primary thing we're emphasizing is we prepare pirates, right? Is this something, are we thinking about shirts for teachers or anything like that, or?
As we move into next year.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'd like it everywhere as we move into next year. One of those things that hopefully sticks with people, something that people are proud to wear and, advertise out there that they're part of it, want to be part of it, proud of doing that as a career. So yes, for sure.
Okay. Any more questions?
I like the connectedness. I really do. It's up and down.
and supports each other. Biggest thing is the district supporting the campuses and supporting these two people. That to me is the biggest thing. I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just kind of looking through some of the, looks like some of the goals.
Yes.
One of the goals is restructure instructional coaching expectations to emphasize content area coaching for stronger alignment.
Yes, sir.
The instructional coaching expectations, I'm sure, for teachers, is that, I can't remember her name. Penny.
Yes.
Okay, so what's Penny going to be doing differently than what
So,
she has done?
one of the things that was going on when I got here is that she was pulling people by their conference period. And so you may have a science teacher and an English teacher that she was pulling at the same time. And she was talking to them both and working with them, but there's no ability to really help each other. Their content is not related. And so we've shifted to where now she's meeting with them. Principal's half day of 6 weeks, correct? Is what we were shooting for.
She did that in
October, November,
We
right?
did it November going into the third 6 weeks.
Yes. And so she met with all math at one time, all science at one time, where those teachers are in there and can help plan. They're all together. They can make sure that one grade is preparing for the next grade, that we're not leaving gaps in our scope and sequence, et cetera. And so that was also something that, as I met with the teachers, there was a lot of negativity towards the frequency of the meetings in relation to what the teachers felt like they were getting out of it. So we've increased Ms. Colton's time with the kids a lot. She actually picked up some math classes for us, and she is a math teacher. And so that ought to be helping us and decrease your time pulling those teachers from their conference period. So
To give them more time to work.
Yes.
With the kids and on themselves.
Correct.
So the when she first came in, if I remember, and you guys help me remember right, is her focus was on either uncertified teachers or teachers that were newer, that really needed the help, or experienced teachers that weren't performing, their grades weren't performing well. But that wasn't how she was used initially, from what we understand. It was, okay, so is this correcting that to where we're really, or when you say she's bringing in the entire math department, is she looking at it in terms of teachers who are doing really well helping to support newer teachers?
yes, she's facilitating. So I'll just give you an example of a conversation. Luke, if you don't mind me picking on Monica just a teeny bit. Monica's a successful math teacher, and part of what the conversation Penny had with her was about, with several other grade level teachers, was about the manipulatives and the ancillary stuff that she brings in. Well, some of those people were younger and did not have several years. I'm not calling Monica old, but they did not have the several years of collected materials to use with kids. And so we used our instructional material allotment of money to go buy those teachers some of those manipulatives that were missing from their classroom. And that's a conversation that came out of what Penny was facilitating with those math teachers.
Good. So it sounds like a better use of our time, a better use of our really good experienced teachers.
Yes. I think it'll help us. Well, I can tell you it's helping us. I'm sorry, Parkhurst, but I looked at some data. One of those younger teachers has made some huge gains in what they're bringing, and the data backs it up.
That was really good to hear. So I know
It was good.
some of the experienced teachers that were doing really well in the past with how we were using Penny, it wasn't working for them.
Right.
So and it wasn't the right way, in my opinion.
Right.
Manage it. Okay, good. Thank
Part of
you.
what this is doing. Trying to course correct it.
My only comment, and it just based off of something you said that kind of got my attention. So you said that she's coming in and helping the teachers, and she's trying to identify gaps from them getting stuff done going into the next year. But shouldn't our curriculum and shouldn't all of that drive and help?
It does.
I mean, if we're following the curriculum, wouldn't that drive or eliminate if they're at their level or
I
whatever?
feel like that's one of the things that she helped us with between last year and this year is speaking vertically from K through 12 teachers and discovering that like not everybody in the math department likes STEM scopes. So she was able to take that information from Ms. Parkhurst, go to the high school, talk to all teachers, like I said, vertically, and we changed math curriculum because of that. You know, I think that's, so you're right about curriculum. That was part of it, is that our teachers are working hard, but we didn't exactly have high quality materials.
I would think, I'm sorry, no, go ahead.
I've already talked about it. Go ahead.
I would think that as a teacher, and okay, as a non-certified teacher, I didn't take classes on how to use that curriculum. So that's where that person really needs to come in and help them use whatever curriculum we use. ICEV is what for their
CTE teachers.
the CT program. And so just to learn, I know Ms. Moore has asked me how to use that. And I would think that's one of the purposes we need her there for too. So.
Agree.
You know, I'm just getting all the math teachers talking and saying, oh, well, I don't do that in third grade. Well, I need you to start that because, you know, I taught science and I know like me and Johnny Vines and Patty Taylor got together as a team and Patty started it at 8th grade and said, kids are not showing up with this. And then Johnny said, well, okay, but my kids are not showing up with this. Came to me, you know. So we have to have all the curriculum aligned that way. And one of the best ways is to let those teachers talk to one another.
Sure. Well, and that was my take on curriculum quick. Because in my thoughts are if they're talking, whether it's reading, whether it's math, whether it's any of them, if I'm sitting in a room with a group and I say, every kid you sit me doesn't know X.
Yeah.
We're missing something here. Not to throw stones at that person. That person probably, the teacher knew there was something missing, right? So how do we get better? What do we do better? Is it our advisor, that role that's out there that's supposed to help that teacher figure out how to get that group of kids to learn X next year or whatever, right? That was my thought where that role was doing.
That's what I thought Penny was going to step in and align us that way, with input from the actual teachers.
Right. We're getting there now.
Okay.
We're getting there now.
I mean, I like
it's been a lot more positive.
It is very hard to look at a coworker and say,
right,
hey, you sit in a group of kids that don't read. You know what I'm saying? This is probably, or that's missing X or whatever. Now, some will. I get it. Some will.
There are groups that, you know, and
There's groups that struggle.
it starts a conversation, and I mean, nobody. And sometimes it's just the conversation that I didn't get to that this year. We spent more time on this, and we really didn't get to touch on that very much.
And
But you know that
kids
next
are
year,
right?
because of the testing, you got to touch that, you know, a little bit harder.
Well, I think we're moving in the right direction, like, especially at high school, when Mr. Welborn talked about since he's been here, instead of conference periods where there's a mixture of teachers, start going into the third 6 weeks, and like we already have 4 6 weeks planned for the Wednesday, Thursday, we get back in January. But we may have had 2 science teachers, 2 math teachers, a CTE teacher with the same secondary conference. So you can't really have those conversations if you're missing the other math teachers. So what Mr. Welborn allowed us to do at the high school and junior high is we got subs. And so on one day at first through fourth period, we did our ELA teachers together for a couple of hours. And then those subs switched and we did the math teachers for 4 periods. The next day we did science and social studies. And so that's what we have planned in January.
And Penny's facilitating those conversations and meeting up and getting them
and, you know,
in the right direction.
With elementary, most of their conference periods were able to line up together because they all, first grade goes PE at the same time, or fifth grade, you know. So I know that will help us on our campus.
So do you feel like our curriculum in all of our core subjects are aligned from K through Well, it sounds like that's what we're trying to get,
Better this year, don't you think?
better this year.
We're getting real.
Everybody uses, every elementary uses HMX for ELAR.
Same for high
And
school?
K through 2 uses Saxon math, which is very similar to Loman math, and it's all, when you look at the scope and sequence for the year, you can see where they mesh together. I mean,
I
you're
will
still
say,
teaching them numbers, but then you start teaching them the difference.
Yeah.
You know, as you get older, you don't just learn 1 to 100, you gotta learn the place value of it and all the things that go along with it.
I'll say K through tested, we're very, very aligned. And we have spent most of our EMAT money, except for those manipulatives for the younger grades, on plugging the gaps for those 11th and 12th grade students where we're missing some stuff, particularly science and upper math. Because a lot of companies just quit writing stuff after the algebra test and the biology test. They just don't care anymore. They get you through testing and it just falls off.
They're not making the money yet.
Exactly. And so, Ms. Colton, again, working with those teachers, helped us find, stuff for environmental science, financial literacy,
Financial math.
and, financial math, not literacy, and one other, but physics or IBC, one of those two.
IPC.
Rax class. There you go.
And we
That's
need
why we're
more.
going in the right direction.
Another thing that changed with getting teachers to talk, you mentioned science. Something that I saw a need and the science teachers have seen a need is to switch when we do IPC and biology. And so, with Penny having those science teachers having those conversations, and then, as a principal, one of the very first things I did in the master schedule was switch that. And that came from conversations that Patty Taylor had been having with Bragg and Evan Gray and all of that, and it just hadn't been done yet. So this year, you'll notice a difference in that we're not going to have any biology scores. I moved biology to sophomore year. And so both our freshmen and sophomores are taking IPC with Bragg. So it's a transition year. And so next year, the freshmen will take IPC and the sophomores will take biology. And that came from studying curriculum and realizing that they needed a little bit more physical science and, in that IPC before going into biology more mature their sophomore year. So I do think those are the things that we're doing.
That's excellent. So to me, logically, when I think about it, I think about first you have to have that connected curriculum, right, all the way through. Then you have to do exactly what y'all are doing is all of the teachers need to know what their part of that is and understand at least at a minimum what's coming before them and where are they sending them to, right? So if you don't have that, if everybody's doing their own thing, then you're gonna have a mess. And I think we probably had a little bit of a mess here for a few years, but it sounds like we're getting it, each of those cores in that direction. So we're directionally aligned. And so I think we're having some good stuff. So just stay the course. Good. Thanks.
Okay, any more questions? Well, let's drop down to 2C, DCE local. The district may issue non-certified employment contracts to non-certified professionals or non-certified administrative employees as determined by the superintendent and approved by the board.
So we have a legal policy for this. We don't have a local policy for this. And in order to be able to put 3 people that need to be on a contract, not at-will employees on it, we have to have a DCE local adopted. So this is just the first reading. We're not voting or anything tonight. This is just the first reading, a chance to look over it and then come back with any questions or concerns. But this will start moving towards fixing 3 of the contracts for folks that are doing administrative positions for which there is no particular certification to go have.
Can you give me an example when you say that?
There's no certification for a technology director, G. That doesn't exist. That their TA doesn't recognize one. But right now he's working as an at-will employee, and for both his protection and our protection should not be. It puts us in a really awkward position to keep doing that. So There is a TASB contract that is specifically written for that, for those types of positions. Business managers, assistant soups, not that we have one, but I'm just giving you examples. Business managers, assistant soups, CTE coordinators, technology people are what typically fall under this, which we do have some of those people. And so, in order to be able to do that and fix that, in a timely manner, we need to get the first reading here.
So do we have them currently on at will?
Yes, ma'am.
We have them at that.
Yes. And it's,
Yeah.
That's really scary given some of their job duties.
Right.
If they ever wanted to come back, about the lack of overtime pay, they have a great case. So we want to do it right, by them. And, the people that this affects, I've talked to each of them individually and as a group, and they understand why they are on board. They get what we're doing and why, and how.
So next steps are going to be you bringing to us for a vote
Yes.
around those individuals.
Well,
We get around those, not those individuals,
Policy
around
will
those
be the next
positions.
policy will be the next step. Yeah, so next step is we'll put this into policy, and at the same meeting, I'll have the sample contracts to show you with the positions on there, and we'll know so once it'll be this first, then that one right under. And so once we adopt this, then we can go through and adopt those positions. And then when it's time to recommend contracts, they'll be able to recommend them for those specific contracts.
Okay. Do we have in our, local dealing with at will?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just one that I'm not a fan of that. At least what I want is, would that person be brought in and told why they're being let go? I guess is what I'm
An at-will employee?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Yes.
because I know that's,
Within school, the at-will employees typically get a reasonable letter of assurance, and it happens the month after, teaching contracts. And short of breaking one of the rules that would require immediate termination, their contract, it's not a contract, but at-will employees work very much the same way as a contracted teacher in the school district, in that they're year from year, and they can, once they get that.
That's the ones, they're in there, the reassurance are in there.
right.
I just thought it was
the one
worded as strong, but
person that I can.
one thing I don't need to understand it today or later, but caution is if we have folks that are at will and we're concerned around them coming in and performing duties that are outside of what we agreed to pay them for in a time frame, then maybe we need to figure out how to not do that. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it, but if we have them coming in doing X, Y, Z, or if they're coming in because they're overworked, then let's talk about getting help or just keep them within their
I guess the other thing I got is, don't text them. Tell them that, I request them to come to a meeting and, and again, I'm doing it on what's happening.
In the
Yeah.
past.
I'm always face to face.
So to Luke's point, I would kind of like to see before the next meeting, before we get into the budget on this, I'd like to kind of see it a little bit more ahead of the meeting to be able to review it and ask you any questions before we come to it.
Well, as much as we can clean, a couple of things, as much as we can clean up any of our stuff that's kind of been lagging out there like that. And I agree, there are positions here that are non-certain positions that are very important, and it's very important that we do whatever to keep some folks here and do the right thing. All right, let's roll into action items. Any more questions about it? 3A, discuss and take possible action to approve monthly bills, board reports, and utilities.
I move to discuss and take possible action to approve monthly, bills, board reports, and utilities.
I'll second.
All right, do we have any questions, any concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. 3B, discuss and take possible action to approve monthly board meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion to discuss and take possible action to approve the monthly board meeting minutes.
I'll second.
Any questions or concerns? All in favor? 3C, discuss and take possible action to approve donations to Deweyville ISD if applicable. We have 3.1, donation of $5,000 from Athletic Booster Club to purchase batting cages. And 3C2, $400 donation to freshman class.
I'd like a motion to discuss and take possible action to approve donations to Deweyville ISD. 3C1, donation of $5,000 from the Athletic Booster Club to purchase the batting cages. 3C2, $400 donation to the freshman class.
I'll second.
Any questions? Well, I want to know, tell me a little bit, okay, we know about, so the Booster Club was able to come through. I wish they would have had somebody here. Who's the folks running it? Would have been great to thank them because,
Ashley Burks, the president.
Yeah. Well, if y'all see her, tell her thank you. I'm sure we'll bump into her at the game. And then the $400 donation, that's from the Stanleys, right?
Correct.
Okay. Very good. I wish they would have came here too. I'll tell Ashley and them thank you again when I see them. All right, any questions? Concerns? All in favor? Motion carries. 3D, discuss and take possible action to approve purchases over $10,000. Nothing?
No, sir.
3E, discuss and take possible action to adopt a stipend definition for the employee handbook.
Make a motion to discuss, take possible action to adopt a stipend definition for the employee handbook.
Second.
Okay, so the definition that we're looking at is that a stipend is a flat amount of compensation paid for the full scope of duties assigned through a supplemental duty agreement or dual contract in addition to the employee's primary contract or regular 187-day teaching contracts. Stipends compensate for all responsibilities associated with that assignment, including preparation, supervision, practice, competitions, meetings, communications, travel obligations, and any additional duties defined by the district. Stipends are not tied to hours or additional days and represent full compensation for the entire assignment. And that is something that will be going in the employee handbook, and we're also going to put it on the compensation page where at the beginning of the stipends section, so that people are aware what it is that you are getting into if you were getting a stipend here. Again, this is working on trying to clean up what everybody knows or assumes or thinks or guesses a stipend is for.
Did we get this verbiage from somewhere, or did we just make it up, or
stolen from multiple districts and put together, and then run by.
So did Region 5 have any input?
No. Well, that's not what I asked.
A lot of words.
Yeah, I was apparently assuming somebody called a lawyer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
But consider we had no definition for stipend.
Not that anybody will find. If it existed, it is buried, possibly in the old building.
So for a stipend, it kind of feels like, and I know we didn't have the definition before, maybe this is something we need to get the definition in place first and then discuss, but, so this is the definition. Will each stipend have its own verbiage? In other words, are we going to have some expectations? Okay.
Yes. So, like our coaches that sign dual contracts, the second part of their contract, so the first part of their contract is the regular, this is what you do as a teacher. The second part of their contract will now include, well, it already does, but it will lay out the exact, we're going to make sure it's right. And we'll lay out the exact expectations that you received for a coaching stipend. Same thing for UIL, same thing for band, and each of those will be laid out, so that it's very clear, and also so that if the job is not being done, there's something to go back to and say, but you knew, you were informed, you signed, and now this is not being done. I hate that to sound negative. That's really part of this. You can't just hand somebody money and say, it's for the job of this, and we have two different ideas of what that job is.
And that's, I'm not necessarily concerned about the coaches, although I'm concerned about the coaches. It's beside the point. I'm concerned more about all of these other stipends that are out there.
Right.
And is there any kind of an expectation set? Is there anything in writing? Is there anything that says this is what this is for?
There will be.
Well, it looks like they combined all of those things into that one, that
correct.
assignment. This says everything that goes with that assignment. This stipend is one stipend, including preparation, supervision, all of that.
Practices, competition.
So all of that would need to be broken out into this for each specific stipend.
Correct. Yeah, there's a lot of legwork coming, once we adopt this, to then start from the top of our stipend sheet and just work our way through every single one that is given. Some of them will be going away.
Some of those are part of the assignment.
Yes, ma'am. Some of those will be going away. A couple of them are part of that previous information item where there's some stipends being given to Atwell that.
So what if we do this, and we'll vote on this, but I'm okay with the standard definition, and kind of labor and more, Sharon and JP are talking about it. My challenge with the stipend, you can put whatever we want here, but at the end of the day, I can make whatever I want fit a definition. What I'd like to know, and maybe this is more for close, but I'd like to understand a flat list that says these jobs equal stipend. You do this flat, this equals a stipend. Anything outside of that, I think I'd like to review. I don't know if I know within reason you have a certain amount of dollars that you can do, and I also I don't want us reviewing every employee or anything. I just, help me understand how we can understand it too, is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
So I know if somebody's coaching, they're getting stipend.
Correct.
I know that, right? That's all I know though. I don't know about anybody else. Do I think you should have some leeway as well to have an X, Y, Z? Because we don't know what we don't know, right? You may have something pop up and you need to go do something for you. I don't know, after school or whatever, right? But help us understand how when those things happen, kind of how we know, or if we don't need to know, explain to us why.
Right.
And then anything outside of this, we just know about.
So what I would like to have when this is done is once we adopt the definition, so we know what we're telling people they're doing, right? I'm going to bring y'all a master list of these are the stipends that are available in Deweyville ISD. Just period into discussion. This is what's out there and available, and y'all will know. My plan is, before I add one, that y'all are, if it's coming from a grant or something, notified, because that's sometimes out of our concern. And so it'll be an information item. And if it's coming from local funds, it'll be voted on because it's an amendment to budget to then add a stipend after the fact. And so that there will be a clear, and we will, when I bring that and say, hey, we have X, Y, or Z pop up, we need to create a stipend, and it will have a duty sheet just like the others that explains what that stipend is for and why we need it.
I think
Transparency,
Yes.
It's the transparency that I'm good with the definition. Everything's kind of wordy and legalized, but that's okay with me. I'm fine with that. I do think we need to kind of speak a little bit more close maybe about it. Okay?
Okay. Cool. Any questions, concerns? All in favor? All right, let's go into close. I wish I got the memo so I could work up where my down.
Sorry.
All right, let's reconvene. 10:35. 3, F1, discuss matters related to personnel and accordance and nothing to discuss. F2, discuss matters related to security in accordance. 3, nothing. Okay, should stop before I get going. All right, discuss and take possible action on matters discussed in closed meeting. Nothing to discuss. And 3I, discuss and take possible action to approve new hires and resignations. We have a new hire recommendation for Ms. Carol Wellborn.
Move to hire Ms. Carol Wellborn.
I'll second.
Any questions, concerns? All in favor?
Amen. Amen.
That's true, it sounds bad.
All right, that brings us to item number 4.
I don't know, John.
We can't, Mark's not here, we can't close this thing out.
I got a motion.
Second, Mark White. I'll second it for you. No, you can't do that. No, you can't second your motion.
Thank y'all.
Okay.